Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker get handed truth bombs by the residents of Chicago. This is something you have to hear, as Democrats are now getting severe backlash for all the lies they've said about crime. Also, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is in hot waters as a recent financial disclosure report shows that she's worth millions and millions of dollars. Democrats just can't catch a break, but before we get to that, make sure to like this video and subscribe.
A deadly Labor Day weekend in Chicago as President Trump continues to set his eye on the city, threatening to send in the National Guard as early as this week. At least 52 people have been shot in Chicago over the Labor Day weekend. 7 of those victims died.
The violence included 3 mass shootings that happened at Haddon in California, in Chicago's Humboldt Park neighborhood, and 2 in Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood, 35th and State and 36th and Cottage Grove.
I want to show you just what their mayor said a week ago regarding crime, with him being caught in another lie. I'm so sorry. Here he is with the Illinois governor right behind him. So you've got Governor Pritzker saying that they don't need help. You've got Mayor Brandon Johnson signing a symbolic executive order to dox federal agents, with their leadership claiming that things are under control. They're saying, we don't need Trump in our city. He should stay the bleep out of Chicago. Crime is down and this is just the president being a dictator. Well, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Democrats have been lying about crime in their cities, and liberals should accept the fact that they've been tricked. But not everyone in Chicago is blind to reality.
I think that the governor as well as the mayor should be on board with it, just so we can get a bit more of security in Chicago the way that we need.
The crime has dropped since 2024. Do you feel like the city feels safer?
No, not at all. No, especially with the police being defunded.
And the list doesn't end there. Listen to some truth bombs being dropped by Daniel Carter-Williams in this interview with Fox News.
We are not thinking about Pritzker or Brandon Johnson. We just had 4 mass shootings in the span of 1 month. 14 people got shot and 4 dead. We just had senior citizens laying shot, bleeding in the streets. And let's not forget the gentleman who we saw, who was on Facebook Live, get robbed and shot while he was sitting in his car. So we don't care about anything these people are saying. Tell Brandon Johnson and Pritzker, if Chicago is so safe, with Brandon Johnson especially, let's leave his 150 police detail. Fire them and walk around with no police detail. And Pritzker, no security. Come in my community, the south side of Chicago. Come over there and let's see you say how safe it is.
And then there's the unison from a majority of residents within the city when it comes to police presence. Despite what Democrats would have you believe, the people who actually live there want more law enforcement out on the streets, not less.
One thing it seems like the communities aren't so divided on is more Chicago police officers among Black and Hispanic voters. That number was in the 80th percentile in terms of supporting more police officers, which maybe goes against the narrative that those communities are against the police.
Moving on, Democrat Representative Ilhan Omar has a lot of explaining to do after dismissing claims that she was a millionaire, saying that it was ridiculous and categorically false. A financial closure from May of this year shows that she and her husband increased their net worth by around 3,500% compared to 2023. Now, I have to ask the obvious question. Has anyone here seen their wealth grow within just 2 years? or is that something that's exclusive to politicians? Now, the gains come from her husband's businesses. One is connected to winery assets that Omar valued between $15,000 and $50,000, according to her previous financial disclosure. Those numbers have jumped between $1 million to $5 million, but that's nothing compared to their business in Washington, D.C. Their business, called Rose Lake Capital, had assets that were valued at between $5 million to $25 million by the end of last year. Now, compared to 2023, their assets back then was less than $1,000. You have to ask the obvious question: how the heck did that happen? Are they just that good with business, or did this money come from somewhere else? That's a question that many of us want the answer to. But what do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comments. Before I go, if you found value in this video, please consider subscribing and sharing it with all of your friends. We need a lot of truth seekers, since the truth is becoming more elusive these days. Thank you for watching. Talk to you in the next one.